Yeah, Jason Wygant here from Racer X. Well, we gave Daniel Blair and his Main Event Moto podcast all summer to screw up being a part of the Racer X podcast network, and maybe they did. I just never listened to the show. I mean, I don't know why you are. But either way, we didn't get any email complaints, probably because no one emails anymore. So we're going to keep the show as part of the Racer X podcast network. But first, a word from some sponsors. Air Medcare Network. What if you're hospitalized with an injury far from home? You'd want to recover close to family and friends, and with an Air Medcare Network Fly You Home membership, you'll have control of where you're treated. You'll be transported to your local hospital of choice with no out-of-pocket cost, and you can now save $10 with the offer code 10MOTO. That's 10MOTO. Visit airmedcarenetwork.com/RacerXoffer1. That's the number 1 to get that $10 off your membership. Essentially, it allows you, if you get injured at a race and you're not close to home, you can get flown back to where you live so you can work out of a hospital that's local, which is a lot more convenient for family and friends. Also by Maxxis Tires. You already know that Maxxis delivers the best tires for your bike, but did you know that Maxxis also offers high-quality tires for your car, light truck, trailer, ATV, mountain bike, and much, much more? Maxxis Tires will let you hook up, pull the whole shot, and beat your competition in any terrain or conditions. Just ask the king, Jeremy McGrath. To learn more, go to Maxxis, MAXXIS.com. And this podcast is sponsored by ETS Racing Fuels. With unmatched consistency and performance, ETS powers some of the most winning teams in motocross and supercross. You already know the riders and the team, but you probably don't know the fuel. Why? Because champions don't give away their secrets. But now with ETS's new online ordering system, you can have ETS Racing Fuel delivered right to your door, your shop, or the racetrack. So it's easier than ever to get ETS's championship-winning performance in your tank, whether you're racing 2 strokes or 4 strokes, 2 wheels or 4 wheels. Go to ETSRacingFuels.com and you will have your own winning secret to keep. ETS Racing Fuels, the most winning fuel you've never heard of. And now, on with the show.
Thanks for listening to Main Event Moto.
Skivvy Underwear, SKVI.com.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Ah, yeah, this is nice. Snuck out here to the public pool at night with the wood grain.
Team Skivvy, baby.
What was that?
Team Skivvy, baby.
What's up, Scummy? Founder of Skivvy Underwear, right?
Team Skivvy, baby.
Yeah, Team Skivvy.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Team Skivvy. Skivvy Underwear, I get it.
Team
you don't
Skivvy,
have to
baby.
keep saying
Team Skivvy,
it.
baby.
Dude, you're so... Man, just get off me. Let me go.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Yeah, Scummy, you don't have to try to drown
Team
me.
Skivvy, baby.
Yeah, I get it. Team Skivvy.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Okay, all right. I'm going to get some Skivvy Underwear.
You're listening to the Main Event Moto podcast, powered by Nature's Bakery.
Last show of 2019. Episode number 146. I want to give a huge shout out to Nate. 147 of Nate's huge...
Sorry, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to end like that?
Sorry.
All right, have a great night. Try again next year. What's that from? Happy Gilmore? Oh, I didn't... Your name's not on the list? Oh. Well, better luck next year. That's not funny to you?
Nah, I laughed.
Huge shout out to Nature's Bakery, Fly Racing, Skivvy Underwears, Mika Metal, Scott USA, No Toil, Honda, Cowie, KTM of Modesto, Guts Racing.
Yeah.
I said that a certain way for a certain reason. EMT Racing, Key Bar, Rep Racing, and Motosport.com. What up, Joe?
What it is, man.
What's up, Andy?
Yo.
Andy Gregg of Guts Racing in the house to close out the year. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feeling froggy. It's
Why?
nice and chilly.
Why are you froggy?
I did a little wine tasting.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, it was good.
How come, does everyone get wrecked on those no matter what? I've never done one. My wife's been wrecked a few times on them.
Well, we'll have to take you up there.
You look like you're doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing all right. We had...
What happened to your hand? Or your wrist or your arm?
I broke my hand a day in the dirt.
Really?
Yep.
That's what you get for riding once a year.
Yeah, Once a year, dude, it'll bite you.
What happened, actually? I don't even know about this.
Okay, so for the guys out there at Day in the Dirt, everybody remembers the modified track for Saturday due to the weather. So
Yeah.
we came, we had to come back through the parking area where, normally you don't ride, you don't normally race through where the campground is. And we come through, and there's, they put this little chicane in to slow everybody down. I'm coming up on these two veteran slower riders. And
Very nice, very polite.
I'm kind of okay. I'm gonna pass this dude on the Honda. Kind of made up my mind how I'm gonna pass him, and out of the corner of my eye, dude on the cow, he just straight lines the chicane.
switchback.
Yeah, I don't need to go over there. And so when he did, I kind of broke my concentration. I looked over. I'm like, where's this clown going? And then right as I looked back forward, it was too late, and I was already going into a right-hander with some pretty good braking bumps, and the front end just started chopping on that $500 Husky, and boom, to the ground I go.
Oh, and so what's the damage other than the fact that your thumb is free,
yeah,
and your ring finger and your pinky are free, but the other two are trapped in your cast.
Yeah, so I broke, I don't even know what that bone is, first meta
something, right?
Yeah, something. So I broke that one. I went to orthopedics. They talked about, yeah, maybe we should pin it, maybe we shouldn't. Then they're like, okay, you're gonna wear a cast for 6 weeks, and then maybe if you're on good behavior, no cast. And I'm like, I don't know about good behavior. So then they decided we'll do 3 weeks. So I get it off tomorrow.
You know yourself well enough to know. Put the cast on there.
Well, I went a week and a half before I went to the doctor because I just thought when
they probably knew right there. They're like, wait, when this happened, a week and a half ago. Cast him.
Yeah, what was that week and a half like?
During the day, the hand was painful, but also I have a cracked rib. So then at night, that was painful when I was sleeping.
God.
So
good old Andy Gregg is back. It's
Dude,
the Andy I knew as a child.
Guts, dude. The namesake.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of guts, 2020, you're back with us.
Woo.
Yep.
You're back with Pulp.
Yep. Back with Pulp. Back with Guts.
And what about the teams? What? Who you strapping this year?
So we got a lot of teams. We'll start at the top, I guess. I mean, so you got Rockstar Husky, then JGR, HEP, AJE Motorsports, Cycle Trader Yamaha. Is there? I think there's still Rock River Yamaha.
Okay, Rock River. I was saying, don't look at me like wonder you would know.
Well, Jacob Hayes was on the team. I don't know.
No, so Jacob's on AJE. And,
this year he is. But
he's got the gut seat cover on there.
Rock River Yamaha team. They've been kind of quiet, but I do know, I've sent them some products, so I know that they're good to go.
Yeah, Benny Bloss.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's anything else. Maybe Chisholm's involved in it somehow?
No, Chisholm's on his own deal.
Oh, okay.
He's got some pretty cool stuff coming up that I can't talk about.
Perfect. That's perfect for this show.
Yeah,
That's what we do here.
So Chisholm, and then on the East Coast, we have the Club MX team.
Is Josh Hill riding for that?
We'll see.
Dude, I heard Josh Hill is riding 250 East for Club MX, and if that happens, that's cool. I'll believe it when I see it.
And then they have Lopes on the team, from what I understand.
Yep.
And also on the East Coast, we have the Phoenix Honda team. The Ty Lube Honda team.
The Phoenix team,
well,
they're Arena Cross too, then,
Arena
right?
Cross, yeah.
Okay.
They're Arena Cross / kind of East Coast.
And that's Jay Sowen and Kyle Peters.
Yeah, that's what they did last year. Same kind of deal.
Right.
And then as far as on Pro Circuit Cowie, and then Tickle when he comes back.
He's doing something on a Husky on his own, right?
Yep,
That's
starts in Tampa. And
heard he's riding really good right now too. I mean, I don't doubt it, but I've heard that he is.
I think he's putting.
up to speed.
I definitely think he's putting in the effort.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I mean, we got a lot of other guys, and I feel bad if I forget anybody.
Pretty stacked though.
Yeah, I mean, and there's we got the new Chaparral Honda team, Michael Lindsay's team.
Yeah, they got a full roster. Four riders. I think 2 are riding East, 2 West. The other ones are riding 450. I like that that's coming back. Do you notice that that's kind of coming back? Jimmy D's going to ride 450 on the West, then 250 East. Amar. I want to see more 250 guys ride a 450 like what Blows did all last year. I like that, and I hope more guys start doing that. It'll make the 450 class a little tougher on the opposite coast, and these guys should be racing all year. It seems like a little trend that's coming back, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be great. I know there's a lot of free agent guys out there, Chris Howell and a few other guys that I'm probably forgetting. Ryan Brees, we normally help him out, and I saw that he's stepping up to help HEP Racing fill in for Anstie being out.
Yep.
So that'll be good for him. I mean, we got a lot of riders.
Do you like the RJ Hampshire move to Husky?
I think so. I think it's good.
I heard little rumblings this week that RJ's looking pretty good. I think he's riding east, and from what I understand, it's with RJ. The question's never been speed. He's always had these flashes, but from what I understand, it's looking a lot more consistent. And I feel like he's a good star. I feel like he's always had a lot of those little pieces that could get it done.
Yep.
But never had it all. And I think this bike being a little bit more on the stable side, because those Hondas are reactive, and I think that bit him a lot. But I think that this Husky, I think, is stabling him out a little bit. And from what I understand, he's pretty prepared 6 weeks early, too. So I was curious what you thought about that, because I think they're feeling like he's a contender on the East. And based on the way things are looking, I'm going to give you my 250 mini preview from what I gathered today. I went on the hunt today, Andy, to try to find out who's riding what, and I think I got it. So we'll get to that later, but RJ is an East Coast guy, and they're feeling like he could be a surprise breakout on the East, and I'm not going to disagree with that. I think RJ's due and ready.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think that's a good assessment, and I think depending on how Mosman was doing too, as far as still staying on Husky, like last year, he really started coming on late in the season.
Yeah.
Got some top four finishes. Then in the outdoors,
remember in Denver, led a long time, and then the outdoors had a couple motos too that were crazy good. I think Redbud was maybe one of them.
Yeah,
so he's progressed too. So if he takes that next step too, then they're looking pretty top heavy on that team in the 250, which they haven't had two of them in a long time, where they had each coast looking pretty good.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And then I guess we can just get right into the 450s. We're going to talk Anaheim. We already did our preview show, so we're not going to talk the full season. We're going to talk Anaheim. You're going, right?
I'll be there.
I got Anderson winning the opening round. A couple years ago, he did it. I heard he's on rails right now, too, next level speed, and I think that he's just a big light kind of guy, and we've talked about that, Joe. He's the kind of guy that I think last year was weird because of the number one plate and the injury he had right before. It wasn't a fair assessment on who he was. I just think that he's the kind of guy in that moment that's going to come out swinging. So I'll just say it right now, he's my pick to win Anaheim.
Yeah, I think that's a pretpretty good pick. I think Roxon's riding good from what I've been hearing, kind of underground.
Hey, you know the cool thing is? Everybody is riding good right now. I literally, in my calls today, everybody is ready. Obviously, Marvin's not. He's not in there.
Yeah.
But everyone else is the best they've ever felt. And that's good. That's
but
really
we've
good.
also had those same talks on the show that, starting gates, they're different. Like, once you get under the lights and get a starting gate, it doesn't matter who's the fastest at the stopwatch, racetrack. It's all about, once that gate drops and it's Anaheim 1. So, I think they're all going to be there.
Right.
I just feel like maybe this year Ken's a little more prepared than he was last year at this time.
Should be. This is 3 years now removed from the injury and healthy, and I'm with you too. I heard fit and ready. And he's a big A1 guy too. Remember, he's twice, I think, just smashed everybody at the opener, so I wouldn't be surprised. I checked the weather today. It couldn't be sunnier.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're good. We are clear for the first 2 weeks because St. Louis is indoors. So rounds 1 and 2, Joe, we're going racing. It's going to be good. No mud, no weird. It's on with 2 regular weeks to start. And then, like I said, everybody is saying they're extremely ready. So is Roxon, is he your A1 pick then?
I'm going to take him, yeah. He's
Joe,
not
what
even
about
a
you?
guts rider, but I'm going to take him.
Joe, A1.
I'm sticking with Webb.
So you think he's going to come
Webster.
out? I'm not letting this go. I told you, Joe, the last he raced was Unadilla.
I know.
And he got hurt, and he hasn't raced since then. You think he's going to come out, number 1 guy, all that pressure, and he's going to win the opener.
Yeah.
Are you just loyal, or are you...
I got a good feeling about it, dude. I got to go with my guts.
Joe says he's winning the title. He's backing it up, which I'm not going to disagree. That's
Well, I'll tell you what. With Joe, like, now that we're talking about this right at the moment, I got an email, 2 weeks ago. I get the random emails like all you fans get from, if you've ever been to a Supercross race or done anything on Supercross Live where you had to put your email address in, I got the email where it's like, oh, the power rankings, they have Tomac on top.
Right.
And I'm like, no. I'm like, all other sports, you take the previous year's champion, and they're automatically just the power rank. I was so pissed that Webb
Really?
wasn't number 1. Not because I feel like Webb is going to be the number one.
It's automatic
but it's respect,
Yeah.
man. Like, I was pissed.
Until you're not.
Good point.
Well, and Joe said that
you got
too.
it.
Joe said that
Joe,
too.
I got you.
At round 1, he'll have the number 1 on his bike, and his plate will be red.
Yes.
He's number 1 coming in. He is number 1, so it is. It's hard to take that away. And again, I didn't pick him for the title. I didn't pick him to flop this year. But out of respect for the champ, until someone takes it away, he is number 1. So
like the power
you're
rankings,
right.
I really feel like the top 3 should have just been top 3 in points, and then maybe 4th on back. You kind of play with it a little bit, like, oh, this guy, might be in there, like Cincerillo because he's a rookie, throw him in at 4th on the power rank and so on. But out of respect, I feel like the top 3 in last year's points should have just been 1, 2, 3.
You do know though how that's done. That's 75 people voted that in, and that's a combination of votes. So it wasn't like it was just picked by somebody. I voted on that. Joe voted on that.
The same guy is voted number 1 power ranking with the Monster sponsorship, Monster Supercross, Monster TV, Monster whatever. I'm just kind of sick of it, to be honest.
Sick of it. Well, okay. I mean, before we get into just Anaheim, then actually Anaheim has a lot to do with it. Tomac's not really an Anaheim 1 kind of guy.
Not.
Is he a 2020 champ this year? I mean, do you see that? I mean, I talked about it a couple weeks ago when it quacks like a duck and it looks like a duck.
Yeah.
It's usually a duck, and I don't know. I'm not seeing anything different that tells me there'll be 17 races with no issue. That's the only issue that I have, is that something goofy and weird and random and unexplainable will happen probably twice.
And something else you can't ever explain in this sport is that age, like, you do lose a little bit. Like, every year you lose a half a tenth or a tenth. Like, no matter how good you feel, no matter what. Because look at Reed. The guy's been doing it forever. If age meant anything, shouldn't he be the fastest guy on the track since he's the oldest, right?
He's got the most experience.
But you for some reason, somehow the guy that comes in from the lights division, say like this year AC, like somehow they seem to have that little extra bit that the other guys don't have.
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's almost like with Tomac and Roxon and Muscan. They've been going at this 450 thing now for so many years and kind of just having the same. They've almost just kind of became that. When you're new and fresh and whatever, you kind of come in and it's wet cement. You don't even really know what you are yet.
Yeah.
Like Webb last year took a big step and everybody was shocked. I was too. But he was still kind of figuring out what he was going to be and who he was going to be. These other guys, it's pretty much the same. Tomac's the same program, same people around him. Roxon, same. Everyone. So if everything's the exact same, then how's it going to be different?
Yeah, how do you progress?
And I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. For Roxon, for me, I feel like the thing that's different is he's just physically better because and mostly his hand. I'm not talking about the sickness thing because apparently that's somewhat under control. I think. I just feel like he's another year removed from the injury. His hand's going to be better, and he's going to get back to being who I thought he was going to be, which I thought he was a generational kind of guy like a Dungier Villapoto and was going to go on a run. I still believe that without that injury in 2017, that was going to happen. I think he was going to win and win again and win again. So I just feel like now that he's getting back physically closer to who he was, he is ready to take a next step. But with Tomac or even Marvin, if he was racing, I don't see anything different that would be better.
Yeah,
if anything, it's just getting stacked more against them because, again, they're 1 year older, 1 year more established in their ways, and then more juice is coming in the class. That's going to make things harder.
Well, yeah, because even though AC and Tomac are on the same team, like, at the end of the day, this is an individual sport. Like, AC's contract's written a certain way, so he's going to have to perform, and so he's not going to just move over and let Tomac be the guy. Because look at Webb. Webb was supposed to be guy number 2 to Marvin, and he decided
week 3.
Yeah, after 3 rounds, he's like, no, Marvin, you're my guy.
You're my guy now. Exactly. And I think that's different. Maybe the only thing different for Eli, really, is that he's got a teammate that's got the potential to maybe win races, and maybe that gives him a push, and he's like, look, if the guy's sitting right here next to me and I have to look at his bike every week, is that good? Maybe I got to step it up. As we're watching Monster Cup, and AC is just washed out, which we'll get into AC. But anyways, the only real change for Tomac is he's got a really, really likely contender as a teammate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's enough to, I don't know how that would, but the environment and scenery is going to be a lot different over there than it's ever been for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because his teammate now is going to be a lot more competitive. Not that Savachi ever was, or any of his other teammates weren't competitive. Just that at this level, Tomac's going to have a teammate that's obviously the same speed as him, if not possibly better than him.
Yeah, on nights without question. And what else? If Eli doesn't like the TV cameras around, well, they're going to be around a lot more now because his teammate invites him.
Yeah,
so
he feeds off of it.
Just say, if you don't like us coming around, we're going to be around a lot more this year because you're number 9 guy right there next to you. If you don't want to talk, he'll talk. So we'll be over there more, buddy. Sorry, little warning. You're going to see me over there a lot this year. Anyways, back to Anaheim. Give me the bar shove round one. And I'm not saying going to win, but give me the guy that we're going to go, really? Or, wow. You know what I mean? And I guess if it's Barsha, you can't be surprised he did it last year. If it's Malcolm, you can't be that surprised because I think we're all kind of hyped up on it. You know what I mean? Give me somebody that's going to come out at round 1 and just make you go, oops, kind of misevaluated him.
Well, he's the guy I have in my head is either A, going to be the biggest flop or the biggest surprise. Like, he's not going to be in between. It's going to be Hill.
Oh, so he's who you're watching with
Moto
out of the side of your eye. You're watching Hill and wondering.
Well, because I was at Tampa, I was there physically watching the raw speed
what'd you
he had.
see? And what'd you see?
You know, he was gonna win that race.
He passed Tomac and Muscan, who were in the middle of a championship chase, chasing Anderson down, and he popped up and was slapping him around.
Yo, dude, he was on it. He found something that in his gut that he wanted, and that's the kind of guy. Like, he's the guy that he has it. He has it in him. It's there. It's just a matter of is he going to bring it?
So is he?
I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how the contract's written. If it's performance based, he might ride pretty good.
Yeah.
If it's just give me that paycheck, yeah, we might be settling for a 15.
Settling for a 15. Around lap 15 too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it.
Trust me, man, I'm a Hill fan. He's got a good seat.
So am I. He's sick, and I want him to be good too because talent. He's at the top of this class. He's near the top of this class. Is everything else going to come together? And I don't know either, but I'm with you. Either he comes out and we're like, damn, or we're like, really? Like, I don't see him getting 7th. That would be so right in the middle. You know what I mean? That's a good ride. But it's not amazing, but it's not bad. Like, I don't see that either. I see like 4th or 15th.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, which one?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It might be a cop out, but I'm going to say AC.
So you okay? When you say AC, as to win it?
No, your question earlier about
surprise.
the surprise.
And a surprise because the hype will be real.
Yeah,
because everyone thinks he's.
I mean, it would be one hell of a surprise if he comes out and actually wins. Like, that would be a statement.
Do you remember the last time a rookie won round 1? First ever 450 race?
No,
Grant.
Oh, Grant. He was a rookie on the Yamaha when he won.
I hope I'm not wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he was.
Maybe.
That was 09, right?
Yeah, he was on JGR Yamaha.
JGR Yamaha
gave him the first win.
Gave him a whooping that night too. I'm almost positive. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Trust me, you'll all let me know. I know. Light me up if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Josh Grant was the last rookie to come out and win his first one. And I mean, could you imagine if AC did that? Like, what's going to happen to the conversation by everybody if he does come out and just wins the opener? That would be insane. That would flip all the storylines on its head because he's not expected to be winning races early and winning a champ. He's expected to be really good and flashy, not be able to come out and go 20+1 at the biggest race of the year, first time against all these legit contenders. Tomac, Anderson, Cooper Webb, these are legit contenders. If he comes right in and beats all them, oh my God. Like, the sport's going to lose it.
Yeah. That would be announcing your presence with authority.
Do you think the sport can even handle that? I think we're too immature as a fan base and media. I don't think we could even handle it.
Well, I think it needs to happen.
I know it would be awesome, but we would all lose our marbles.
That's what'll keep driving the audience.
See if you could do it again.
NASCAR, if their opening race, the Daytona 500, was won by some rookie and he backed it up the next weekend, that would help their audience. Like, you need that. You really do. We
need a nice little jolt, and he is one already. But to your point, if he won it, that's a major kick to start things off.
Yeah, you need those storylines that people can grasp onto.
Think about it. The storyline is Roczen, his training partner. Roczen can't get a win in 2 years. His training partner comes in as a rookie and gets it. Eli can't get it done. His teammate feels it. Cooper Webb don't like AC.
Yeah, how's Monday at the practice facility?
Yeah. How's Monday in the Cowie truck? How's Monday
at
Cooper Webb's head? I mean, dude, if AC wins the opening round, oh man, it makes everything super fun.
But what if he ends up 12th?
Just by washing out and
just random series of events.
12. I mean, just
then everybody that isn't believing the hype, because there's not many.
They'll be like, I told you so.
Yeah, there's going to be 10% of the fan base going, told you. 90% are in, dude. I think 90% of the people are all in on him. I am included. I'm
almost under the impression that A1 doesn't even really count in a way. It seems like an anomaly race.
Well, I think A1, you can lose the championship there, but I don't think you're winning it there.
No.
So, like, if you win the race, that means diddly when it comes to Salt Lake City for the championship. But if you're 18th because you washed out 3 times trying to prove something, come Salt Lake City, you're wishing you had those points back.
Right. Again, for the championship, I think it means nothing. It's way more of a hype race.
It is.
I mean, Barsha won the opener last year, and the sport lost its mind. Could not handle it.
But it was wet.
And it was wet, which obviously goes, oh, Barsh is good in this stuff already, so yeah. But it still was, and then Baggett wins round 2, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
It was
Are we in
awesome.
the Twilight Zone? It was.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then Webb wins round 3, which was his first one. It was a crazy opening 3 weeks, and I hope it's the same way in its own way. But yeah, if AC won it, it would be like if Roczen just whole shots and waxes everybody, that's huge for him. And we've talked about that moment will be great for him. He needs and deserves a big moment when he gets that win. But for the series, and I think we need something weird at round 1. I think it'd be cool if something weird happened.
Chances are it'll be Tomac.
I mean, Mookie'd be sick to see him win.
Dude, could you believe
There'd
that
be
too?
Mookie fever nationwide.
Oh, dude,
Totally.
there already is.
I was just going to say there already is.
I mean, they'd be hospitalized. I mean, you'd be getting IVs. The Mookie fever's hot.
Well, 90% of the people are high on AC right now. It's about 95% on Mookie. Everybody is fired up on him. How do you think it goes, man? I mean, he's been pretty exciting for a guy who's not even ridden the 450 class like full years every year. I mean, has he ever done a full year?
No, he's never done a full year.
I don't think he has. So for a guy who's never even done a full year in the 450 class, everybody's fired up. Is that just because it's James's little brother, who also is just cool as hell, who also is riding really good?
Easy. Oh my gosh, he's like his brother. He's on a next level when it hits the whoops.
You know, the craziest whoop pass he's ever done was Glendale when he crashed.
Yeah,
the first 75% of that section was insane. And trust me, I think I did a report that night on those things. I remember looking at him going, this isn't safe. This is ridiculous. These are the gnarliest, cupped out, biggest whoops I've ever seen. And then I remember watching him go through them going, no scientific way is that possible. And it wasn't for long, but he was doing things that night that, again, I think he's going to be better than last year, because last year there's only 2 rounds. He was flashy, but I think we'll see a full year out of Malcolm. And there'll be good stuff, and there'll be off nights here and there. But I think for the most part, if you're a Malcolm fan, I think you're going to get your thrills a lot.
Honestly, like this year, how can you not root for him? He's on a Honda with a blue seat. That thing looks sick.
What kind of seat is it?
It's a gut seat.
It sure the hell is, right?
It looks so good this year, the blue seat. I love it.
Who are you worried about?
As far as
just is in a fragile part of their career where, I mean, Ferrandis is coming up, Sexton is coming up, Faulkner. From what I understand, Faulkner is contracted to go 2 more years in the 250 class, but wants to go up if the opportunity's right. So he's a guy who, if things just go perfectly right, would love to move up. Who's on the hot seat? Who might be, like, who's got the pressure this year? Because if they don't perform, dude, they might be done. They might be losing their deal and not being able to recover.
Well, what's Plessinger's contract? I mean,
I think this is his last year.
I mean, right there, that's a hot seat guy for me right out of the gate because, I mean...
You think with his age, though, like...
Yeah, but
you give it a pass?
This is a performance-based industry. Like, you could be whatever age and not performing. You do not deserve a ride.
I mean,
you could be 30, like Brayton, and performing, and you get a ride.
Well, or let's be clear, too. The reason why Hill has a ride is because Brayton moved out.
Yes.
If Brayton didn't move to Factory Honda, Hill isn't racing this year.
No, he's not racing.
So, again, and he's young.
Yeah.
So to that point, is Plessinger the one on the hottest seat?
I would say so.
Career-wise?
If he has 1 year left on his contract.
I think he does.
Because it's hard to say like Savachi because he's hurt. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's obviously. I think that was a 1 year deal, and so that's a hot seat.
It would have been,
but like you can't. Your seat can't get any hotter when you're sitting at home. You know what I mean? So like, how do you put Savachi in that group? But I would definitely say, as far as guys that are going to be at A1. I'd say Plessinger is because he's got a single digit. Like, I always look at that. The guys with a single digit.
You're higher profile.
Yeah, you're not performing. Okay, let's move on. Find somebody else to put on that bike.
You know what's weird? I'll just throw this out there. You know, Hill and Plessinger never pointed out of the 250 class. Right?
Really?
Neither one. If Hill took this year off all the way and just didn't race, because he was top 20 in points last year, so he can't race 250 this year. But if he took the year off, he could go back. If Plessinger took the year off, he could go back. So I'm not, and I'm just stating that that's possible. So if one of those guys did have a floppy year, whatever, it didn't work out, they could systematically take a year off of Supercross, just maybe go do a year of outdoor only, and come back and race 250. They're both eligible for that, which is just something, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Because the other top tier guys are kind of locked in pretty good. You know, Anderson's basically probably contracted to retirement with Husky.
He ain't going anywhere ever.
Well, yeah, because I don't remember how many years it was signed, the last contract, but it was basically...
I think it was 4
or 5. And so it was one of those deals where it's kind of like, okay, that's most likely the end of the story there. Tomac just renewed his contract, correct? For
Tomac's got 2 more years.
Yeah, 2 more
Roxon's
years.
got 2 more years. Anderson, I know, has 2. Osborne, I think, got another extension with another year, too. Marvin has another year next year. Webb's not re-signed yet.
Okay. So, but I really don't feel like he's got a hot seat.
No.
Because after winning a championship, other manufacturers would jump on that just to be able to sell bikes.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. He's safe. But we're watching a race from a couple years ago right now. There's Seeley, there's Millsaps, Weimer's in this race. See those names?
Yep.
Those names leave all of a sudden, and you kind of forget. And that's what I'm saying is, where are we right now where there's a guy who we might, in a year or two, just, oops. I mean, Brayton's obviously won just because of his age, and he doesn't know what he wants to do all the way yet. I think he wants to keep going, but we'll see.
I think Bogle's one that you might not see.
And he's still young, too, but he's pointed out.
But, like, he really hasn't...
Baggett.
Yeah, Barsha, like, I've never really been a Barsha fan as far... Like, I don't know, there's nothing that's really been like, okay, yep, that's my guy.
There's never been enough in a row.
Yeah.
He's done things here and there, but it's never been like a whole year or a 2-year run where you're like, oh, he's legit. You get these flashes, right? Baggett, too, is the same way with me. Baggett does things, and you're just like, dude, this guy's unreal. And then,
he won round 2 last year and then backed it up with a 12th or 15th or something.
Yeah, and then got another podium or 2 along the way, but they were sporadic, and then the outdoors were nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm wondering is which part of this next generation is going to get moved out. They get moved out. So 2020, to me, is a big year for Brayton. It's a big year for Plessinger. It's a big year for Hill. It's a big year for Barsha. He isn't a contract year. I think Baggett's got another year, so I think he's safe. Bogle. There's 4 or 5 guys that it's not just about winning and making money this year. It's about making money for multiple years, and can you do enough to get that? And that's something to keep an eye on, too.
Yeah, and keep in mind that, we're out there. We're talking about riders that are in contracts with teams, not like the Chisholms or the Tickles or the guys that are out there, plugging away out of their own vans.
We're talking factory.
Yeah. So, there's no reason why they can't do the same thing a Chisholm or a Chisholm or a Tickle could do. Any of these guys we mentioned, but these are guys that are on teams that are getting paid a salary to ride a bike. We think that they just might not be at that level anymore.
All right, so Joe, you got Webb winning the opener, backing it up. I got El Hombre. You got Roxon with your opening round win, and then we're going to all keep our eye on Justin Hill. I think that's pretty safe to say that he's an interesting story. We'll see how it goes. Joe, let's take a break. We'll come back, and I will give you my best guess at the 250 West. I made a lot of calls today, and I got what I think is the West rosters. All right? All right.
Main event moto.
Let's be real. Kids and adults like things that taste good. What if you had a food that tasted unreal and was healthy?
Dad, get me some Nature's Bakery.
What flavor, Evan?
Any, duh.
Seriously, my kid is a pain when it comes to track snacks, but since we started eating Nature's Bakery, it's gotten a lot easier.
But Dad, don't you always call Mom a track snack?
That's not what I mean, Evan. Make sure you eat Nature's Bakery when you're at the track. Convenience is everything to us in the Batcave, and that's why we rock a key bar and no toil filters. Trust producer Joe, you're sick of that jingle jangle in your pocket.
Yes, sir. Just go get a key bar, like your Bat Bros.
And if you're not using no toil filters, you probably still have a flip phone. They make one of the worst bike chores easy. Throw the filter in the wash machine with your ladies' panties, and they'll never be cleaner. Get with the program and get a key bar and switch to no toil. Pay attention, Motoheads. I'm a picky SOB, especially when it comes to products on my son's bike. That's why we run Mika bars, sprockets and chains, and a gut seat cover. It is not even negotiable. Look, if you care about quality and performance on your bike, you'll be running Mika metals and gut seats and covers. And if you don't, you're a what, Evan?
A noob like Uncle Vincent.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Ooh-wee. Joe, you do know we are back on the PulpMXFantasy.com. It's PulpMXFantasy.com. We have our own league on there. It's Main Event Moto 2020. Okay? Mm-hmm. Last year's winner is going to Arlington. I'm getting him his flight.
Nice.
Okay? Because I said you could pick around. I said Monster Cup. He didn't want to go to Monster Cup. He's going to Dallas. I'm getting him his flight because he won the league. I'm doing the exact same thing. And when you get the flight, you get more than the flight. I'm going to sneak you into some stuff. You might even eat dinner with Ricky Carmile. He don't know that yet.
Yeah. There you go.
He'll find out in Arlington. But if you win the PulpMXFantasy.com Main Event Moto 2020 League, I will book you a flight to the race of your choice in 2021 or Monster Cup 2020. Which, by the way, the press conference for Anaheim 1, there's an announcement on that I read today in an email. So there's something that'll be on
brewing.
Friday. Something brewing
Something
for Monster Cup 20. I think it's cool. I'm fine with it. And after Anaheim 1, we'll talk about it so I can tell you why I'm fine with it. Because it's true. We'll get to that. But anyways, yeah, go to PulpMXFantasy.com, Main Event Moto 2020. And Andy, here's what I do, because I'm a chase guy. I love the chase format. The first 12 rounds of the series are the qualifying rounds, and the top 75 people make it to a 5-round runoff, and I reset the points at 0, and it's a 5-round playoff. Last year there was 900 entries, and 75 people made it in. Oh, and it's free too. It doesn't cost anything, so it's just free. Just play for fun, do your best, and if you win, I'll fly you to a race. And VIP.
I didn't think anything in the world was free, but this sounds free. This is better than free Wi-Fi.
It is
because it's really free Wi-Fi is really not free.
It's true.
It's
Someone's
not.
paying for that.
Yeah.
No, this is free. Like literally, there is no. In fact, it's more than free. The winner uses my mileage to go to a race, so it's not free for me. I end up spending points. Joe doesn't even give any of his mileage up.
Hell no.
It's just me. Huh.
That's right.
The world traveler of Joe.
Yeah, the guy. He's going to Anaheim. That's what I heard. I'll believe it when I see it. When I get a picture of his feet.
When I'm having winter
Anaheim.
stitching with him at JGR,
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
Joe doesn't even want to go in the pits, dude. He wants to sit up at the very top. Where his Raiders? In fact, if you want to meet Joe at Anaheim, walk the very top of the stadium during the night show, and there'll be a guy there with the Raiders.
Come on,
That's
bro.
Joe.
Don't blow me out like that.
You'll find him. He'll be up there, and he'll be with Hobo.
Hobo's gone?
Hobo's
Yeah.
going too.
All right.
And Hobo's cousin Jeremy. They're gonna go a little tripod. They're gonna do their thing. And from what I understand of your guys' schedule too, you guys aren't taking it all in. You're going for specific things.
Mm-hmm.
So who's sitting in the middle?
Probably Nick.
Oh, he's a good cross-country skier.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll stop right there. Because if he was here, whatever. Anyways, PulpMXFantasy.com, Main Event Moto 2020. Sign up right away. You have this week. It kicks off Saturday. And then, of course, the top 75 will make it to the playoff. And if you win it, I'll book you a flight. Anyways, 250 class. You ready to hear what I think is going to happen based on calls? And there's a couple teams that are so annoying. It's so dumb. Want to start with the annoying teams?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So Pro Circuit annoys me.
Oh, gosh.
But from what I understand, Faulkner, McAdoo. Okay? Both are ready. Jordan Smith needs more time, wants more time. Faulkner's ready to go. So from what I heard today from calls, and I didn't hear this from them because neither rider responded to me and the team didn't respond to me, but people that know them did. Faulkner, McAdoo. What do you think of them?
Well, I mean, I think Austin's got it. I mean, he's the guy, right? I mean, he's
going to go up against number one. I'll get to that annoying team next.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy. So why not? I feel like, unfortunately for the sport, which kind of sucks for the East Coast guys. Now, and the more I get involved as far as traveling to the East, I really kind of feel bad for those guys because I feel like there's a lot of talent over there. Our industry, and I'm not trying to pick on the TV, but even the TV a little bit put a little more emphasis on the West Coast guys because especially when we get the East-West shootouts, the TV is like, hopefully the East, it's kind of like almost like the attitude is like, well, hopefully the East can keep up. West Coast is so much faster.
So what do you think, though? I mean,
anyways, back to I think Austin's the guy. For the. I mean, if you're going to put him on a coast that has more pressure, I think he's the guy.
And it is the more pressure coast because it does get more eyes. There's all those SoCal rounds. Before I follow up on Faulkner, but how about McAdoo? Started out as a fill-in rider, ended the year on the podium. Did not start good. If you go back and look at his results from the first 5 last year, they were really bad.
Well, he's kind of been all over the map because wasn't it one time, didn't Tony have him on a bike under MCR as a 250 rider?
And then pushed him onto Geico as a fill-in, stuck around there for a while, then lost it. Then was a privateer, raced in Australia, raced Paris, and then filled in again. Started out bad. Ended on the podium in Vegas at the Showdown. Then sat out the first couple of outdoors when he had a couple offers. Finally filled in for TLD, had some good rides, and then the whole TLD versus PC contract thing kind of happened, and he chose PC. Now, I will tell you that the videos I've seen of him on Instagram, he looks ridiculously good, but I've also heard that he is still wild. Does he keep it together and get solid results all year, or is he going to be one of those hot and cold, almost like RJ Hampshire types where
it's like maybe like kind of similar to Marchbanks, where it's kind of like hot and cold, hot and cold.
Well, Marchbanks has got insane outdoor speed. He's the fastest qualifier, but yeah,
as far as
I look at it in Supercross like a Hampshire guy, where you're going to be insane. And then what did he get this week? Where was he at? I'm wondering if you see that guy, or does he just progress into a legit top 5 guy every week, battling for podiums and winning heat races? It could. There's no possible way you could sit here and say it can't happen. I'm just a little unsure, to be honest.
Yeah, I think PC's a good fit for him.
He works with Nick Way too, and Adam.
So, but I mean that's just 2 riders, though. I mean the West Coast is gonna be good.
It is gonna be good. So go to the next one. Star Yamaha. I'll just reveal where I heard it, and oh well, if he gets mad at me. But Justin Cooper told me that he thinks he's riding West. And this is a couple weeks ago, though. This is a few weeks ago. He said he thinks Dylan and him are on the West. Colt Nichols is for sure on the East because of his injury. And the big debate would be Shane McElrath versus Justin Cooper. Which one do you put West? Which one do you put East? And Cooper told me that he thinks the idea is McElrath's got his last year of eligibility in the 250 class. So does Ferrandis, and they don't want to put them together. So it'd be good to separate them, let them have their chance at it without the other one there.
Yeah.
So with that scenario, Cooper rides West because, of course, he has to. And my question is, he was good last year in the East. Softer tracks, smaller whoops. When he rides the West, bigger tracks, is he the same guy we saw in the East last year? A legit third-place dude all year long? I mean, I think so. Another year of progression. He's got to be right behind Ferrandis and Faulkner, right? Is he the next guy?
Yeah, I would put him up there as a multi-time podium rider, not championship, but
not with those two, right?
Yeah, multi-time podium rider. There's going to be nights where he gets 5th, but nights where he runs 2nd.
Mhm.
You know, so that's kind of where I put him.
So 2 to 5.
Yeah, in
maybe
that range.
Gab's a win if the right.
Yeah,
'cause he's a good starter. I could see it happening. So you don't believe he could take that jump and be one of those two? Because if he does, I won't be surprised. But I don't see that jump yet. I don't see him jumping to Faulkner and Ferrandis level every week, because I think those two are. It's what we saw out of Ferrandis and AC last year is Ferrandis and Austin this year. It's the same battle, but those two.
But
That's my thought.
I think like mentally, I think Dylan beats Austin mentally because just being a little older, where the GP I mean, just his journey from a little kid to here. He's had to get through. It's not like he just grew up in California or the United States.
So you think he's been through? He's a bit more worldly and traveled, and he's a champ. He won the champion. He's number 1.
Yeah. So I think mentally he's probably on another level than Austin. But I think Austin's speed is what's going to keep him in the game.
Do you think Austin's speed will be more under control this year, though? Do you think they're telling him, "Hey, you don't have to be crashing every practice"? Like, let's. Yeah. I mean, dude, last year it was like we were. I hate to say it, but we were like waiting for it to come. He was just toying with disaster every week. Do you think that he one step now goes, all right, I'm going to be a little more controlled and save it for the race? Because he was phenomenal in the races. He was borderline perfect. I mean, he was perfect. He handled business every single moto he was in when he got to him,
Yeah, you don't want the Supercross live show to start with, all right, this is Ralph and Ricky. Before the show starts, here's a highlight of Austin's crash in practice. You don't want that. That
was Nashville.
You don't need that.
No, we need him racing. We need him to get through it, and that's why I hope the team is telling him, like, look, dude, if you're 4th in practice, that means you get 2nd gate pick for your heat. You're fine. Let's have the pride be the points we stack up every night, not being the fastest in practice. Because like I said, I think that's going to be a major test of his growth. Can he control himself in practice and qualifying, and then just go out there and handle business in the race? But he's a great starter. Dylan is not a great starter. Austin could be. I think Austin could beat him. I will flip a coin. I'll go 50-50 between Faulkner and Ferrandis, straight up. Like, I can't pick one. 50-50 to me.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. But I mean, what else we got for the West Coast? I mean, there's got to be.
I got more. I'm ready. I'm ready to give you more.
It's going to be.
I don't think there's anyone left that's going to contend for the title. That's all I'm saying. Not the title. Joe, Ferrandis or Faulkner? I'm 50-50. Andy's 50-50. Where are you?
Air Faulkner gets better starts for sure, but I love Dylon's style. He's just like an animal out there, wild animal. Can't be tamed.
So does he win it back-to-back?
Yeah, he does. I got confidence in my boy Dylon.
Does he earn it, or does Faulkner just give it to him by doing something?
I think he earns it, but Air Faulkner weeds up a little bit, has some unexplained little boo-boos.
Okay. All right, moving on. What team do you want next? Let's go with your guys, Husky. I heard Mosman.
Yeah.
I heard Hampshire and J. Luke Swole in the East. That's what I heard.
That's what I've been told.
And I've been told that by multiple people that said that's what they're prepared for.
Yeah.
And we talked about Mosman. Should be better. Again, not ready to contend for a title, but is definitely I think a podium guy. He can get a couple of them for sure.
Yeah,
let's say 2 to 3 podiums.
I've spent some time with his family, his mom, dad, him, his brother. Actually, I rode with his brother from Georgia, from the Supercross in Atlanta all the way to Daytona Supercross in the rig, and I just feel like their personality, their family, it's one of those things that self-confidence, like when they when it clicks, it's like, oh, okay, I belong here.
Mm-hmm.
So it might take a little longer for them to realize that they actually can run podium finishes,
right?
And so that's what I mean. Last
year it took him a while before
at the
he
end of the year, he's kind of shown himself that, like, oh man, I
am good.
Yeah, exactly. I am good. And then I think next thing that's going to happen is he's going to come out of Anaheim and he's actually going to be good at Anaheim instead of.
If he starts good, then he could end great.
Yeah.
Because he does seem to get better it's what he's done every year.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get the answer in the first 6, how the year is going to go, how he starts.
Yeah.
Okay. Geico. This is the weird one. So they had 6 guys, remember? Both Lawrence brothers, Joe Shimoda,
Martin.
Jay Mart, Chase Sexton, Christian Craig. What a weird team. To think about it. You have 3 rookies. 2 of them are brothers. You've got J Mart, who was out forever. You have Sexton, who broke his collarbone on a pit bike and is a defending champ and going to Factory Honda, which I find funny. When I see him, I'm going to say, you do realize you're going to Factory Honda. Like you probably got to put the pit bike away now, right?
Yeah.
He probably knows. And then you have Christian Craig, who was suspended and wasn't going to be racing and is now racing Anaheim 1. So from what I gathered today, it's going to be Jet Lawrence and Christian Craig on the West. I don't know if this is true or not confirmed, but I heard that Hunter might have gotten hurt again.
Ooh,
and I don't know what.
I
don't know what. But I heard he might have got hurt, and I heard that that's why Joe Shimoda would be pushed to the East instead of the West to give him more time because they didn't want to put 4 on the East because Hunter needed more time anyway. I heard J Mart was maybe going to ride the West, but then I heard as of today that he's not West. He's East too. So bottom line, a lot of hearsay. I think it's Craig and Jet Lawrence on the West, just 2. And then 3 would be Shimoda, Sexton, J Mart on the East.
And then...
And Hunter knows.
And Hunter's outdoor. Like, he'll be
That's what I heard.
Outdoor.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so that's going to be not too many bullets in the chamber there for Geico.
I mean, Craig. I mean, you have Jet Lawrence, who you think is like maybe a super freak. To me, he's the prime example of someone we'll find out when the gate drops. Because I've heard from multiple people that don't talk to each other that said the way he is riding right now at the Honda track, you would be blown away that he's a kid. He is insane. But when the gate drops, it's completely different. So we'll find out, I think, in 2 weeks. Anaheim and St. Louis, we'll find out if he can race like he rides, because I heard he's phenomenal. But Christian Craig's your vet. He's won races. He's your guy. He's probably pissed and fired up.
Yeah,
is he a contender?
Craig,
is he a winner? Is he where? I don't even know where to put him.
I really like Christian Craig, like as a person, his story, like taking those years off, like just being a dude, and doing, like
doing the dad thing, and going to work and appreciating. I like his story.
I love it, but I just don't. This kind of goes back to my opinion of Eli is that just every day the clock is ticking, and it's like for everybody. Like,
especially
just think about your own life and your own work. Like every day, like your days are clicking, and the newer people coming into your place of business, they just seem to have something you don't have. Like it just, no matter how experienced you are, just click each day. It clicks off. So I just think Christian he might be fat. Like he's gonna smoke me and you, but is he gonna smoke
Faulkner and Justin Cooper and this new wave of kids coming up? Like,
and I want him to. I want to be able. I want to see him win for us old guys. But dude, it just. I put him like solid 5th place finishes.
So you go 5 with him?
Yeah, like right in that middle top 10 area.
I agree. He's had a couple years too that have been not as impressive. Even when he was he's had a weird go for a couple of years. But I just can't help but think he's so talented that, and if I'm him, I'm so mad that maybe that's a good thing for him. A little bit of anger because he's such a nice dude. And I feel like he races nice. If he's pissed off about what happened and the fact that he did get released a little early, that's fine. But I'm sure he's not happy and kind of has this like I'm back kind of relief. If he can carry that in, then you never know. But I'm gonna go right with you. I'm gonna say. Right around 5th place guy.
Yeah, I think that would be his average.
Can get a podium, but I ain't going to see it every week.
No.
Okay. Where are we going next?
Yeah, who do we have?
TLD, KTM. Derek Drake, rookie, and Brandon Hartraft.
Yeah, I mean...
The heartthrob.
Brandon, he had his moments where he rode pretty good.
He's never ridden West.
No, he hasn't.
He's been a privateer for 2 years. And from what he has told me, he said, remember how last year that people were talking about that KTM wasn't good, whatever, and maybe it wasn't. I'll never get the truth on that story. But for him, he told me the bike is unreal. He's like, dude, I don't care what anyone else said. Like, I was on a good bike. He liked his Yamaha. He ripped on that thing. But he said, I can't even compare stories to the guys that didn't like this thing. This bike is insane. So think about it. You take a motorcycle that some people don't like because it's got these quirky things you might not like. The same bike for someone else
might be the
baddest thing you've ever put your leg over. You can't even believe that you're actually on this thing. And that's what I've gotten from him. he's a hard worker, hard fighter, grinder. The thing with him that my only question is he hasn't been up front much.
Yeah.
Even on the East, he fought up to 5ths and 6ths and 7ths. So can he get starts and run with the elite group? Because he's never really done that. Does that program give him that boost? I don't know. For me, I'm going to need to see 5 rounds or 6 rounds before I really know who he is. Because he could come out at round 1 and be like, damn, that guy needed that bump. Or he could come out at round 1 and be like, hey, he rode really hard, but he got 7th or 8th and he charged from 12. You know what I mean? I don't know.
14th place start to 7th. Yeah, I mean,
flip a coin. I don't know. But I know he works hard, and I know he's riding good, and I know he's happy. That dude loves his motorcycle. So,
what about Suzuki riders?
Well, hold on, Derek Drake.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Drake. Sorry. Yeah, as being a rookie, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think the rookies come in. We've had this talk before when I've been on the show. I don't think the rookies come in like they used to in the 90s. Like
Bradshaw, or even more recent, Kennard, Dungey.
Kennard came in a rookie year and won his championship.
You know what I mean? Like, it takes a minute for these guys. And we just went over a list of some pretty sick dudes.
Yeah.
And again, for him, I'll be honest, a top 5 would be really good. I don't know if I see it. I
honestly see him about 8th or 9th.
I could see 8 to 12 all year long. I don't know him as well. I don't know, and I don't know Cantrell and Falk very well. But that 3 run that they had was very unfortunate for the 2 above him, and the pattern seems almost similar.
Yeah.
And for his sake, hopefully he stays injury free and gets through the season, whatever. But I'm just gonna start out and go a best of 8 and a worst of 12. I feel he's an 8 to 12.
Yep.
And maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it's dead on. And then Suzuki, Alex Martin. And I don't know where to put him. To me, he's Christian Craig, same kind of story. Similar, if he got 3rd at round 1, I'm not going to be surprised. But I see 5 to 7.
Yep.
All year and being great and being good. But again, he's an outdoor killer, and he's Supercross. He's had moments, but I don't know. It's been a while since he's been on the West too. I'm curious if that bike. I mean, that bike Justin Hill won. It's not the same bike, but you know what I mean. A Suzuki 250 won a 250 Supercross 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's not make an excuse for the bike. I think it'll be good enough for him to do whatever the best he is, and I'll go 5 to 7.
Yep, I think it's fair.
All right. Those are all the factory teams. I think covered them all.
Yep, and then you have
Gas don't have a team yet.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
GP they do. I sent their
seat 250?
I sent their seat covers off this week for the 450 team.
Were they similar to other brands?
Exactly the same as the kind of the burnt red.
All right. Well, there's your 250 class. I gotta pick a winner. I'm gonna go Faulkner. I'm gonna flip my coin, and it lands on Air Faulkner. Joe, you going for Ennis?
Yep. Dylon all day, baby.
Andy?
I'll take Cooper.
Justin Cooper?
Yeah.
Do you believe that, or do you just...
I think that if anyone... Do
you think he makes the leap? He makes the leap up.
If the other two bobble at all, he will be the guy...
To capitalize on them.
Yep. Like, he's the kind of guy that actually could get the whole shot, and then the other two kind of battle to him, but the race is too short kind of thing.
Faulkner does something silly, or Ferrandis gets a bad start and then gets in a T-bone match back and forth with and he just gets a whole shot. And how'd that happen? Are you talking Anaheim 1 or the championship?
Anaheim 1.
Oh, Anaheim 1. So Justin Cooper.
I thought that's what you asked him. Yeah,
I'm talking championship.
Oh,
too,
championship.
We didn't preview that class.
So for the championship, I mean, I think it's going to be Dylan.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Joe, A1 Dylan too?
Yeah, why not?
I'll go Faulkner wins the opener and the title. And you guys go...
I got Dylan.
Ferrandis in the title, but you got Cooper winning the opener.
Winning A1.
And then knowing our luck and knowing Star Yamaha, it'll be Shane who wins round 1 and the title, and we didn't even talk about him. I'll be so pissed off if that happens. That's whatever. All right, Joe, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do listener questions and wrap this baby up so we can get to Anaheim already. Damn it!
Main event moto.
I hate to say it, but our NorCal Moto heads are pretty spoiled. Why? Well, where do they ride, Joe?
Riverfront, East Street, and Prairie City. And don't ask me who takes care of them trackside and during the week, because it's EMT Racing.
And who takes care of them trackside during the week, Joe?
Really, man? I literally just said EMT Racing. You didn't hear me?
That's right. If you're from Northern California and support Main Event Moto, then spin your laps at Rep Racing Tracks, buy your bikes and parts from Modesto, Honda, Cowie, KTM, and make sure EMT Racing takes care of your trackside and service needs.
Spin your laps at Rep Racing Tracks. I see what you did there. I like that.
If you're from Northern California and you're a true Motohead, then you better get your bike from Honda, Kawasaki, KTM of Modesto. They also got betas, ATVs, and side-by-sides. And if you don't know how to use Google Maps, well then here, I'll help you out. Visit them off of Carpenter Road in Modesto and see their track support parts trailer at all California Central Valley races. Visit www.hkmodesto.com to apply for the rider team, store deals, and upcoming events. And check them out on Instagram at Honda_Cowie_KTM.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Ooh-wee. Scott USA Prospect Goggle Listener questions. Before we get started, I got one for Andy. What other rounds are you going to this year? I mean, I know the West you do a lot, but where are you going east?
St. Louis, for sure. Got the flights booked. And then I typically end up in Atlanta.
Yep.
Possibly Indy this year.
Indy's like my favorite. I love Indy.
I really haven't put a lot of thought into it. Like, when it comes to the East Coast rounds, it's kind of like...
Why do you choose what you choose? Like, what?
St. Louis, we're going to that round, taking the family, because it's like more early in the season, right? So It's second week into January, so it's more convenient for the family's schedule. But at the same time, we're going to visit some friends that are in Missouri, and so I'll have a group of 26 people with me cruising around. It's going to be a big group. My friend Jason Johnson, he passed away driving a sprint car, and his family, his wife Bobby and his son Jax, they're going to be there at the event. They've never been to a Supercross race, so I'm going to give them the red carpet treatment. And when it comes to the sprint car world, anybody that knows anything about sprint cars, they'll know who Bobby Johnson is. They won the Knoxville Nationals this year with their driver David Gravel. So kind of a feel-good story with Jason passing away and being able to perform the way they did this year. So that's why I picked St. Louis.
Okay. I
don't know why Atlanta. I always end up there. Like, I don't know, maybe it's Mercedes Dome. Maybe I need to buy a Mercedes. I don't know. The place is sick.
If you can get one for $500, I know you will. I know how you work.
Second
question I want to sneak in then before we start. I saw on Instagram that Haley Deegan signed with somebody, but I don't know that world. Who'd she sign with? What is it good? Like what?
Well, I thought she signed with Ford. So
I know, but it was a specific team too.
I really was. I don't know, not a huge fan, so I wasn't really paying attention. Like a fan to her.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So I wasn't really. I saw that she signed with a Ford team. I thought so. It could have been Tony Stewart Motorsports for all I know. But
I don't know what it was. I just saw the press release that she signed.
I just saw that and I was like, oh, all right, whatever.
All right, we'll move on from that one then. All right, Joe, get to the Scott USA Prospect Goggle listener questions.
Hanson 34513. What are you more excited for, the stacked classes or that producer Joe Gallo is showing up to a Supercross?
Do you think he's going?
Yes, I'm going. God, how many times I got to say it, bro?
Because it's not Saturday yet.
The tickets have already been bought. The hotels have already been booked.
The tickets are coming from me.
Everything's already in place. I haven't gotten anything
yet.
Okay, what hotel are you staying at?
That's a good. I don't know. Nick booked it. Knowing Nick, it's probably Motel 4.
Motel 4 in Bakersfield, more than likely.
Yeah.
Stack classes I'm stoked for. Producer Joe going. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm more stoked about Joe going. Stack class, I feel like that's kind of like
that's kind of how it is now.
Yeah, every year you kind of just say that. Because, I mean, we are missing Marvin, so it is one guy short. So, but I don't know. Producer Joe, that's what I'm stoked about.
Yeah.
That's next level if he shows up. It'll be a big moment if it happens.
Ain't no if, bro. It's on for sure.
I'm gonna. You know what? I don't even believe you. I feel like you could not go.
It's all set
Say
up.
You win, and Nick will lie because Nick will lie for you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have some questions next week.
I'm so pumped.
Questions.
I wouldn't miss this for nothing, bro. It's true.
All right.
I mean, we're all looking around each other.
I'm stoked.
You do know it's in Anaheim, right?
Yes, I do, yeah.
That's 6 hours
It's
away.
going to be cool. I'm stoked for the road trip with Nick and Cousin Jeremy. You know I love talking to Cousin Jeremy.
Yeah, what's going to happen after you talk to Cousin Jeremy for 6 hours?
Oh, dude, we're going to be solving the world's
So
problems.
what do you think the playlist is going to be on the way there?
It'll be all George Strait and Clint Black. That's all Nick listens to.
And Joe have some Tupac here and there.
Occasional Tupac.
Yep.
But I'm down with the George Strait and the Clint Black for sure.
Well, I'm pumped for the stack classes, so the next one.
John Rod G. With the field so stacked, who will be the biggest disappointment and who will be the biggest surprise?
Well, Andy says he'll be one of those two.
Yeah, he'll be one or the other. But if I had to pick another one that could be one or the other, it'd be Plessinger. Just because,
and maybe good too. He posted
how do you
on
pick number 7 and not back it
yeah,
up,
you better,
right?
Yeah, that's Stewart's number, man.
Yeah.
He posted on his Instagram, never been more ready. So he's throwing it out there that he's ready to go. And so maybe he comes out and just gets 5th, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, 5th for him to me would be a surprise. Honestly, the way that
in
his
a good
450s
way, right?
career, the way his 450 career's gone, like 5th should be like a second place for him.
All right, I'm gonna go with Plessinger and Hill. I'm gonna agree with Andy on that one. And then 250 class, biggest surprise. Man, I think Christian Craig is really good at round 1. I'm gonna say Christian Craig is like sends a little reminder of who he is at round 1. He's my biggest surprise.
My biggest surprise for A1, I'm going to pick Mosman.
Okay.
Putting it on the box.
Okay. And I got Craig putting it on the box, so that's mine. All right.
So I got Cooper winning, which is kind of, I'm throwing it out there. Cooper winning.
Mosman on the box.
Yeah, Mosman
which means
third.
either Faulkner or Ferrandis ain't on there.
I'm saying Austin second with Mosman
what
third.
What happens to Dylon?
And Dylan's 4th due to the bad start.
Bad start.
Doesn't wreck, just a crappy start.
Rides his ass off.
Mosman gets a good start like he does, and then leads maybe a few laps, fades to 3rd.
Justin Cooper and Mosman just whole shot, take off. Faulkner runs down 1 but can't get the other, and Ferrandis can't get to 3rd.
Some of you guys out there think I'm on drugs and have nightmares, but it's all good.
Well, we'll know here in a week.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Next one.
DJ KT115. Do you guys think A1 will be a surprising win from someone new, or will it be a runaway by a front runner?
I got Anderson as so I don't think it's someone new. I think Anderson.
All three of us picked somebody that's established in the series.
Yeah, so
he actually mentioned. He said, "I always remember Grant's win in 09."
Yeah. Again, I think we would all collectively love to see AC win it, or Malcolm. AC or Malcolm would just the whole sport would lose its mind.
And A1
that would be similar
happen.
to
And A1
Grant winning.
It would be. It'd be the same kind of thing. But I'm going to go Anderson. Andy's got Roxon. Joe's got Webb. So we're going with the established guys. Next one.
Morse Cole 359. On a scale of 1 to 100, how scary is it when your front tire drops in a whoop section halfway through skimming them?
200.
Yes. Gosh,
I'm
dang it, I've been
5'5".
there.
So when it happens to me, it's a wilder ride than it is for most. You know what I'm saying? When I go in that thing, those things are tall to me. Taller for me than they are to most. Scary.
I always was so freaked out about dropping a front wheel that I had more of a problem with looping out through the whoops because I was
The front wasn't
afraid.
gonna drop.
I was so afraid of letting the front drop.
Just kept it up
But
high.
I tried to keep it up as much as I could. And one year at Arco Arena, gosh dang it, dude, I made the biggest goon of myself. I looped that sucker out about 3rd whoop in and didn't end up stopping from my loop out to the last whoop. It was bad.
That's the ultimate wheel tap right there.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
But I was not about to let that front wheel drop.
Let's mark him down, Joe, as a possible gift card winner, because
Yep,
that's a
possible.
good question, and I think we're all collectively scared. Joe, what do you think about hitting whoops and having your front tire drop in?
Dude, I think that'd be the scariest thing in the world.
That's like
And for Joe also, actually putting the bike in gear, releasing the clutch, and going is right below that.
Joe, it's similar to meeting a random, forgetting to suit up,
Oh, boy.
and
Oh,
having
no.
the time of your life,
Oh,
and then
no.
forgetting if you stopped or not.
Oh, no.
That's how scary dropping a front tire. in
Thank you
whoops
for
is.
putting it to something I can understand, Andy. I appreciate
So
it.
again, a 200. All right, next one.
AA591. How incarnationally great is Daniel Blair's hair going to look?
Oh,
And how much of a hoot and holler and good time is producer Joe Gallo going to have? Hashtag Guano Brothers. I'm going to have a real good hoot and hollering time.
I'm actually getting a haircut tomorrow, and for the first time in my life, it won't be supercuts. I'm actually going to get a real haircut by a What do they call a man hair cutter guy?
Ain't nothing wrong with
barber?
Supercuts, bro.
Barber, that's where I go. I go to a barber
I'm going to a
shop.
legit barber that is going to give me a good cut. So I'll be looking fresh.
You know it's good when
I've been whitening my teeth for the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Look at these pearlies, baby. I'm getting ready. I'm going to actually shave my face with a razor.
Hey, at the barber shop, ask them to shave you. They'll do it with the
It's
old straight
Monday.
razor.
It's Monday, though, bro.
That's
I'm
good.
going to have to blade it up Friday, too. So my hair will be looking good. Well, as good as it can. I mean, I'll be doing the best I can with what I got. Next one.
Mitchell176 at Daniel Blair 125. Top 3 for A1. Any news on Dean Wilson? Will Mookie top 5? Will JS7 make A1 as mentioned in Deegan's vlogs?
I didn't hear that.
And producer Joe Gallo, are you really showing up to A1? Damn it, Mitchell. Yes, I'm going to A1.
If JS7 shows up, it's there to shake babies and kiss hands. He ain't riding.
No,
a dirt bike.
I think they know that, but I think that James put out a video recently where he was on Racer X and he was saying he kind of misses it, whatever. And then I did hear people saying that he might show up and just hang, whatever. If that's true, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is Chad's retirement year.
Yeah, it's
his
kinda
250th race. I kind of feel like that might not be the right one to show up at. Chad would be like, really, dude?
Maybe they didn't really bury the hatchet then.
Yeah, you guys haven't spoken in a long time. Maybe you should have communicated a little on that one. Again, with James, like I would like to see him at Daytona or Atlanta. Those are the two places where he's probably the most. Atlanta's where he's done his gnarliest stuff, and then Daytona because he's Florida. If he shows up at Anaheim 1 and steals some of Chad's spotlight, I'd be a little for Chad a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's Chad's going away party, man. Don't ruin race 250. All right. What was the other
Top
question?
3?
I don't know about that, but there was another question there.
Any news on Dino?
Oh, I was gonna ask you.
He's being quiet. You know, when Dino's quiet on Instagram, that means he's serious.
I know.
Because even his chick gave him a shout out for his birthday the other day, and because I follow her on Instagram, and somebody commented and like, "Well, what happened to Dino?" And she said, "Don't worry, he'll fire his Instagram up soon."
He told me a couple weeks back that he'll be back on in January. The month of December he tries to lock in, and I think that's admirable. I like it a lot that he does that. He's got that power. I wish I had that power. All right, next one, Joe.
BAA 450. Will AC and Kenny still be boys at the end of the year?
I mean, based on the preview video, they're like all jokey and fun and whatever. And I mean, I don't think friendship will go anywhere, but I don't see how they can be bestest buddies, dude. They're too competitive and they're gonna be around each other and they're gonna piss each other off at some point. Whatever it is, I don't think it can be as strong as it is today. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean it won't be good. But wherever they are right now in their relationship status on Facebook, I feel it'll be just a little worse than that by the end of the year. Naturally.
Today, if Ken Roxon's having a baby, AC's in the delivery room holding his buddy's hand, like helping him deliver the baby.
They're doing it together.
By the end of the season, they're just exchanging Christmas cards.
Maybe
that is it. That is
a text. I mean, I think naturally, I don't think two competitive dudes like that can be buddies when they're gonna be going at it. And it's not just this year too. They're both young. There's gonna be a nice run of them dealing with each other. It can't stay. If it does, then they are two of the nicest dudes on the planet because I don't see that being possible. You know what I'm saying? Next one.
JR Britt 66 at Daniel Blair 125. With CBD influence more involved this year, will there be more discussion about it during TV coverage?
I have no idea on that, to be honest.
Really, though, what does the TV have to do with it? Like, it's just a sponsor, right, of the team. So in that case, if I was Toyota and I sponsor a team and TV guys are like trying to explain CBD, then why aren't you explaining my trucks?
No, I don't think there would be an extra effort on anything like that. Like Andy said, Parts Unlimited was the sponsor forever, and now Fly, Western Power, they don't get extra coverage as far as like explaining who they are, what they do, nothing like that. So their existence alone, I think, is enough.
Yeah, they're a sponsor of a team or a rider. It's not the TV, it's not NBC Sports' job to say, oh, by the way, this guy's sponsored by blah, 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 CBD, and CBD is great for, joint pain and blah, blah, blah.
It's not an infomercial.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like the only thing that's going to be mentioned is if the rider, like, say, I don't know, like a lights guy, or I mean, not a lights guy, but more of a privateer guy, his title sponsor is XYZ CBD, they're going to say, oh, this is so-and-so rider.
Charlie Designs, Red Bull KTM. Yeah. If that's what it is, it'll get in there. But yeah, I don't see anyone getting an extra kick just because they are.
The only guy that might actually get it mentioned would be Chad, because he is a privateer, and that's one of his big sponsors,
and he's going to get a lot of coverage this year because he's Chad.
But like the other teams that just have CBD as a associate sponsor, they're not going to get any more love than Red Bull does with KTM.
Yeah, other than their mention, no one goes Red Bull KTM. And by the way, Red Bull is an energy drink
that gives you wings.
Exactly. So I don't know how to answer that other than what Andy said. I don't think there's anything extra to that. So next one.
Sticks, I believe is how you pronounce this one. If there's going to be an upset winner this year like Webb was last year, who could it be? For example, Osborne, Barsha, Mookie Hill. I think we've covered that.
Right when you said Osborne, they showed a video of him going over the berm in Atlanta crashing. But he's another one who I think is...
He could win.
I know, and been off the radar as far as conversation.
Yep.
And I've heard some things about him at the test track. I heard he is the gnarliest dude ever. Like, it's already tough there. And I heard he's just like, bring on more. Like, he wants to suffer through the program.
Well, last year he kind of had didn't get a fair shake of the whole season because he was hurt part of the season. And then at the end, like, he was the guy that was actually going up there and passing Tomac and these guys for, possibly a win. So they're making small mistakes, just maybe riding a little, like, with a little too much anxiety, and then causing himself to make little mistakes and bobble and get a second. Like, there was one round, I don't remember what round it was, where I was like, oh, he's going to win. Like, this is his race. Next thing I know, he's kind of like up over a tough block and kind of like getting a little out of shape and ended up second or whatever. And so I think yeah,
he'd be good.
Like you said, he was a guy that we really didn't talk about that definitely could win a race.
He raced 2 years. The last 2 years he won the 250 title on the East. He didn't race Anaheim last year, so he's going to Anaheim, and he hasn't been there in a while. So I don't know how much we're going to see out of him, or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm just hyping up and being too dramatic, but he hasn't raced Anaheim 1 in a long time, and it's stacked field. So I guess I'm not expecting much early, but I would say if he survives all 17, dude, he's going to be up there more than not, and I could get a win, and would definitely a couple podiums and a heat race win. Zach's sick, and we kind of forgot about that because last year he got a bad shake at his rookie year, and from what I've heard, he's ready too. Best off season he's had in a long time, and ready to go is what I heard today. So
watching these highlights are bumming me out about Savatgy.
I know, because you know what, he's another one that gets up there and just messes with the front group, and he's not afraid. And I think he would have been fine on that JG break. I think he would have been good. He had a bad few months, man. Pretty much starting the end of Supercross until now has been a bad run. All right, next one, Joe.
KG Money 301. What round will Pedrogan return?
I don't know. It would have to be indoor because it's cold out. I got to wear a jacket when it's open. So St. Louis is too early to pull that bad boy out of the closet. What's our next dome? Maybe Arlington. Yeah, I'll wear the black there just in case Jerry Jones is there. I had to have a word with him, actually. I got to have a talk with Jerry. Otherwise, I'm going to vandalize their stadium if certain things don't happen in the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you right now, if Jason Garrett is not fired in the next 2 weeks, they need to hire security for when I'm in Arlington because I'm looking for Jerry's office. I shouldn't say that because I'm joking, and I'll stop right there. But I'm not happy with Jerry Jones. Let's move on. Next one.
A-Bomb 55, super agent at Daniel Blair 125. How's that Jacob Hayes looking coming back from his clipped wing, and can he top 5A1?
I'm going to go no on the top 5A1. I was with Jacob today, and it was his second day of Supercross. So he got hurt in Australia. I don't even know exact. The shoulder has a lot of weird things in it that I don't know which one does what, but he did something to maybe the labrum. And I think the top of his humerus had a crack. He did some goofy stuff to the top of his arm, but he moved to my house. He's at my house right now, probably asleep. Either that or hopefully he's not in my cookie jar because I got couple Christmas cookies that I've been kind of saving. I think he's been sneaking and taking them. Anyways, I say no top 5. He doesn't have the time, but I know he loves his bike. As of today, he said his bike is phenomenal. And I could see him taking a couple weeks before he gets going. And then I think he's in that group, the A-Mark group, Craig, Mosman, McAdoo, Hartranft group. He's going to be very annoying for those guys. And it'll be a good look if he can get it done. Because I know he loves his bike, and I know he's got the skill to. But he's definitely not ready the first week. So don't pick him in fantasy, I guess. I'm not. All right, next one.
Steve Lawrence, 36. The West class is deep with title threats. Does J Mart's move to West change your mind on him snagging a title with guys like Baggett, Cooper, Smith, and McElrath in the picture now? We kind of already covered this.
Yeah, well, I heard J Mart was East. So, I heard he was West, and then I heard he was East. But from what I heard today, I think it's East. So if I'm right on that, we'll talk about him in 6 weeks. Next one.
G Rube, 79. My prediction is bad start for Eli. Cooper has okay night with a top 5, and Osborne, Anderson, Barsha battle for the top spot. It's A1. The winner can come out of the woodwork.
You would like an Osborne Anderson podium at round 1, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
And Mosman, too. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
What if you get 3 of them in one night?
Well, we'll be drinking some rock stars at the trailer later. I mean, rock stars.
Mixed with what?
Rock stars.
Just rock stars?
It's water.
Yeah.
Next one.
JB Schultz, 56. Since Pastrana went orange,
Write
will
him
he
down.
fill in
Write
for
that guy
Marv?
down as a possible winner too, because I know Andy he would love to have 2 of his guys on the podium in the same night. So I'm going to put him on Andy's short list of people to choose from for the gift card, because you have to pick it, Andy.
Yep.
Okay, next one. Sorry.
JB Schultz, 56. Since Pastrana went orange, will he fill in for Marv?
That'd be so rad.
Could you imagine? Roger loves Travis too. Could you imagine just? He don't even have to. He don't just be there. You know what I mean? Just put a 199 on that factory bike and let him ride practice, backflip the finish line jump.
Yep.
You know what's crazy? That'd be the best move ever if you want to take the pressure off Cooper Webb. Send Travis out there. All the fans will be over there. Cooper will be left all alone, have no one to bug him, talk to him. It'd be the best move ever from KTM. Or Stewart.
Yeah.
Either one. Put JS7 on the bike or JS259, because as Andy has pointed out 4 times tonight, AP took 7.
Yep.
Andy obviously has a problem with that. Put Stewart or Pastrana on the factory bike. That'd be awesome. Next one.
We already covered this, but I'll read it anyway. Cole Brinder Baker, Andy Gregg. Have you heard anything on Dean Wilson? He's been a ghost other than his chick saying his Instagram will be back up soon.
Don't worry, Cole.
Looks like you guys follow the same Instagram.
He'll be fine. Don't worry, buddy. You're a Suzuki guy anyways. I guess you just got a Husky, so I guess you can switch. But I know who this Cole guy is. He's ridden Suzukis for a long time and just got his first Husky, so
Speaking of fun, I think I got to follow Wilson's chick on Instagram too.
Oh boy.
She's right up there on the podium. You agree,
Yep.
Andy?
Oh yeah.
Okay, next one.
Jockey.
Let's just say Dean Wilson is.
yeah.
He might not be winning on the track, but Dean Wilson is winning in life.
Jockey Boots 9393. I think I remember Daniel saying he has no ACL in either knee. Why has he never had them repaired? I've had 3 done in the same knee, and it's the worst recovery I've ever had to go through.
That's why.
Sounds like you just answered your question, because I did repair the first one. It was the worst therapy ever. Them trying to straighten your leg and then bend it and grind it. So when I redid it and then did the other one, I decided I didn't want to do that again. So
How'd
I'll
you
just
have it fixed? Cadaver or
patellar tendon. I used my own
Oh, see, yeah,
kneecap.
they used hamstring for me.
How'd it work? How's your knee?
Fine, I guess. I don't know.
My knees feel good as long as I don't do nothing stupid, but I know that I've got things to deal with in the future without question, and that's one of them. But no, the recovery on an ACL reconstructive surgery is top 3 shittiest things I've ever dealt with in my life. It was horrible. So, yeah, you answered your own question there. That's why. Next one.
Moto Casey 22. I talked to Trey Kennard 2 days ago, and he says Roxon is flying. He made mention of Roxon having Epstein-Barr last year. Have you heard that?
I heard that was one of the things they questioned. But from what I understand about Epstein-Barr is you shut all the way down, and he was having days and weeks that were kind of weird and then some that were fine. That's not Epstein-Barr.
I thought Reed had Epstein-Barr years ago, and it was like he was death. Almost.
I don't know anything about it. I've never had it, but I feel like I've heard from people that have that takes you out. Like you're not still winning Unadilla. You know what I mean? I don't care if the Epstein doesn't care that the temperature's decent today, so you can go really fast today. It wasn't that. You know what I mean?
There's a follow-up.
I'm not a doctor, but I would guess that.
There's another one that piggybacks off from Vlog Epicness. He says, is it true that at Daniel Blair 125 had Epstein-Barr last year? If so, look out, because his trackside comments are going to be fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
Nah, that's just called eating bad and doing too many things. That's the kind of tiredness that I had. That's called Burger King. Too much. No Epstein-Barr. All right, next one.
Joey Lucenti 8. What are the chances I run into producer Joe and Hobo Nick in the pits?
0, but they'll be at the top of the stadium, very top level, top seats. Joe will be in a Raiders beanie. It's a little dirty.
It's not dirty. It's clean. It's just it's worn out.
Why is?
Does it say Oakland or Vegas on it?
That's blood on there, buddy.
Don't say that.
Ouch, Andy.
Really?
I'm just asking.
It's blood on there.
Really? You got to go there? Joe's
I like the pitch, dude. I'm going to try to get out there and walk around a little bit. I know Nick doesn't like it, but I like it.
Why doesn't Nick like the pits?
Because
he's worried he's going to run into Alden. And Alden's going to tell him that cycling is great.
No, he's worried about running into a lot of people, I think. The forearm strong guy. I think Nick doesn't want to see him there just in case.
I think his name's John. He's a super nice guy.
I've heard he's a nice guy, too.
He's a super nice guy. I've had coffee with the guy a couple times.
Yeah, but he won't be having coffee with Nick anytime soon. We'll put it that way. Is that the last one? You put your phone
That's the last
down.
one.
All right.
What about no? I read some of these questions,
dude. There's 90 of them, Andy.
What about
we only
the guy at
picked
the bottom?
some.
Yeah, but what about the guy at the bottom? I liked his question.
Who's the guy at the bottom?
When I looked, he was second from bottom.
Oh, Faulkner just texted me back. He says, "Yeah, West." So there's your confirmation on PC. So I told you I had it from other people,
guy that had
but
a
not
question
from
about
them.
the rivals.
Let me see.
It was like second from last or last.
Oh, yeah.
I like this question.
Rigrat 710, what is your predicted best beef between two riders this season?
Oh, you did mention that when you walked in.
I like this one because it's kind of like it's a.
All right, well, let's make some beef.
It's not all about like, oh, who's going to win the race or who's going to get second or it's like legit. Like,
all right, well, let's make some beef.
Have some beef.
Who's going to have the best beef?
I think somebody has beef with AC. I'm just haven't figured out who it's going to be yet.
Cooper.
Really?
Backstory, bro.
Tomac.
Yeah.
Tomac and AC fighting in the semi.
Oh,
Joe!
Yeah.
Oh God! Don't show that Malcolm replay. Yeah, Joe. Let's create a situation here that's gonna be great, and let's make it happen at A1. Who?
What about Barsha and AC? Like, just because Barsha seems to have beef with anybody, and then like
Eddie's in a contract year. He's fired up, dude. And then what if he's winning, and AC just stuffs him, and Barsha's like, oh.
You know, Anderson's pretty good about having like beef with people, kind of. You know, like.
But it's always low key too.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's not flashy.
No.
But yeah, if AC or somebody stands him up, like it's going to be a new guy. I think the beef starts with a new guy, and it's married with an old guy, right?
So Osborne's still newish. What about Hill? What if Hill just whole shots? Roxon second. He's factory Honda. Hill's on the support Honda team. Roxon pass him, and Hill just takes him out.
Just cleans him.
Just ends his night. And he gets 20th, so the championship's done. Are they throwing blows?
Or Tomac's tired of just not being the guy, and then he just cleans somebody out for the win.
AC.
Yeah.
His teammate. Joe, who do you want to have beef at round one? Let's create the perfect beefy situation.
I want Webb to have beef with somebody,
AC,
which is not hard to do.
Because I think for TV, AC is the best guy to have beef with somebody.
Because he's so likable.
Because he likes the cameras in his face.
Sure, yeah.
So even though he's having beef, I think he could be fun.
Right.
To watch him have beef with somebody else.
Yeah, because I think he'll be the positive version, but I also think he's smart enough to where he'll say little things that'll come across as just intelligent, but he's really throwing some digs, you know?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, that Richard Cranium. Gosh dang it.
Richard Cranium. Show title?
Yeah, I think so.
Possibly. Maybe not. We're still on the recovering end of episode 145.
What happened there?
I had my brother and Hobo Nick on together.
Oh gosh.
And Vincent drank
that was when he's having wine.
Yeah. This is bad.
See, I had wine and I feel like I'm happy.
Yeah, you're fine though. You're not immature and stupid like my brother is. AC and Webb, dude. I want it to happen. They've been beefing since they were 9, dude. Let's light that thing back up. I'm gonna ask. I got to do the press conference Friday, and I interview all the riders. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. What do you want me to ask one of them, Joe?
Like, you really got to ask them something that they're not expecting. It's kind of like when one of those ladies that dances at a local place, if she's wearing a watch, if you just say, "Hey, what time is it?" in the middle of the routine, dude, it throws them off big time.
Stripper?
I mean, sure.
What'd you call it? I would just
A local place.
a local place. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I was with a buddy once years ago.
So she's like into her song.
Yeah, and he noticed he was wearing a watch. So he's all, "Hey, what time is it?" She's all, "Oh, it's 9:30." Like, totally just broke
Normal.
concentration.
Broke character.
Yeah. So, like, those kind of questions always get me, like...
Get back to work, Diamond.
Like, you got to come up with a question that just breaks their... Because they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm prepared." They're going to be getting a lot of them... Like, they're already scripting their answers. Like, "Oh, yeah, the team, we're great. We've been working together. Oh,
all right.
The team is so great. The team's behind me. The team this, blah, blah, blah." And then you're just like, "Yeah, so what'd you feed your dog this morning?" And they're like, a triple? Wait, the doubles?
Right.
Whoops, what?
Jump on, jump off?
Yeah, what?
Wait, what? All right, well, I got to interview these guys on Friday, so...
And that's broadcasted live, so I'll be watching them and drive down.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's streamed
Typically
live.
is,
Yeah. It's 2 hours, too. It's long.
Oh,
this year.
perfect.
Anyways, all right, well, 147 is come and gone, Joe.
Last show of the year.
The decade is come and gone.
Yeah.
The year's come and gone.
Are we picking the winner live on the radio, or I guess tape delayed on the radio, or...
Winner what?
Or are we gonna just...
Oh, yeah, the gift card. Who? You either got the... What was the first guy?
Morse Cole 359.
What did he ask again?
I knew you were going to
I knew the second guy. He asked if my guys were getting on the podium. I'm not forgetting that.
You want him then?
Let's give it to him.
All right, that's the guy then, Joe.
All right, that's the guy. G-Rube 79.
G-Rube 79. And by the way, DM me. You win. You're the man.
G-Rube 79.
Andy picked you. So go to gutsracing.com and get yourself a Guts Racing seat cover using the code Main Event Moto for 20% off. Right, Andy?
Yes, sir.
It's the least you could do. Andy just gave you a gift card. All right, 147, Nature's Bakery, Fly Racing, Skivvy Underwear, Mika Metal, Scott USA, No Toil, Honda Cowie, K-Team of Modesto, Guts Racing, EMT Racing, Key Bar, Rep Racing, and Motosport.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Andy, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Broken
always.
hand.
Always.
Buzzed up on some wine.
Yep, love it.
And we had a great time, a great show, and I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, Anaheim won.
A1, baby.
And Joe, I'll see you back here Sunday for the show.
That's right, brother.
Main Event Moto. Screw it. You know it by now.